All right. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Another new episode of the Awakening Room, episode 8.
Yes, we are here again with the podcast.
Yes, again, this is Mike.
And this is Trust. And we thank you guys for tuning in. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, share, do all the things so that we can continue to engage with you guys and, even welcome some new people to the podcast.
Yeah, that's always good. More,
Mhm.
more conversation, more topics.
Yep. And the more conversation and topics we can have, the more people that we can connect with, the more we can learn.
Yeah, everything's about learning. Why you say it like the more we can learn? We're in daycare
The
or something.
more you know. I don't know. I don't know. It just came out that way. Sometimes you just gotta let it flow how it comes. But learning,
Yes.
I guess that's how we gonna kick this episode off. Talking about learning. Oh, these past what is this, 2026? These past almost 5 years,
Almost 5, yeah.
we have learned quite a plethora of things.
Yeah, pretty much. Life changing.
Oh, absolutely.
Life
Life
changing,
changing.
life perspectives.
Yeah.
uh Thought processes, like everything
Mm,
everything
yeah.
changed.
Absolutely.
It's like
um,
become a whole different person.
that's what you feel like, you've become a whole different
For
person?
sure, for sure.
Hmm.
1000%, 1000%,
Pray
especially.
tell.
Huh?
Pray tell.
Yeah. Since from the things we've learned, i um I took it very serious.
Mm-hmm.
um a lot of the information given was things I've always wanted,
Mm.
things that, as a kid, had a lot of questions to that no one could really give me the answers to.
Mm.
And, you ask people, adults around, nobody really has the answer. It's always like a dead end. Like, and the reason I say that is because it gets to a point where you have a question and you ask elders,
Mm-hmm.
adults, whoever's around, who should have answers,
Right.
right? Who have the experience, and you ask these questions, and then they give an answer of, oh well, this is what I was taught, and this is, and then I say, okay, well, like, well, what do you know?
Right.
Well, that's how I would start, and then they would say, well, this is what they were taught, and I'm saying, okay, so why? So I try to go into depth,
Yeah.
and then it just gets to a point where it's just like, look, well, that's just what it is. And it's just, well, how
Yeah.
do you know? Like, if you don't have an answer,
Yeah.
and in all fairness, with the consciousness of things, sometimes we get answers,
And sometimes we
and
don't.
sometimes you don't, but sometimes we get answers, and then it's kind of still questioned. Like, well, how
Yes.
do you know? But
Yes.
certain things you just have to experience, and
Yeah.
certain things you just have to learn on your own.
Right. That's true. I think one of the biggest things too with what you said about, asking the older people around you who you feel like has should have the wisdom and the answers to your questions. It's not that they don't necessarily have all the answers when you try to go deeper. I think the biggest kind of, I'm gonna call it a red flag, um, or concerning point is when they get frustrated and angry
That's it.
at
Yeah.
you asking the questions and they don't have an answer outside of, well, just because this is what I said or just because this is what I was taught, then that's the way it is.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, then they hit you with, don't ask me no dumbass questions.
right. It's like, but I'm not asking dumb questions. I'm
It's a
literally
serious
trying to
question.
learn.
Yeah.
Like I want to know what knowledge you have and how you got this knowledge and why I should be listening to this knowledge.
Yeah.
But that's the part that gets me. It's like the frustration. Instead of just admitting, well,
You
I
just
really
don't
don't
know.
know any further than this.
And that's
But
okay.
that's okay. But dang, why you gotta get mad?
Yeah, but for me, when I was a kid, when that happened, that told me you don't know the answer.
Yeah.
And you're feeling a way
Because you
because a
don't.
kid is asking a question that you probably never asked yourself. And I think it makes people feel away. And it's
Yeah.
that thing where you ask somebody a question, and then my opinion is, I think people just feel like they're dumb or they don't know, and they feel attacked, and that's why they
Okay.
get aggressive, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
And to me, that tells me, well, you don't know, so I'm not going to listen to you. And the way you're responding, like, I'm
Yeah.
not going
Like
to
very
ask you any.
defensive.
Yeah, it's like, why you, like, very aggressive, so. And I was just like, okay, well, if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, and that,
Like,
like you
and
said,
that's
that's
okay.
okay. Yeah,
you
nobody
know
knows everything.
but at that same time, it's like, I think it's cool when kids ask these questions, that the
Yeah.
adults be like, don't ask me no dumbass questions. But again, maybe that's something you should think about.
Right.
And why not try to explore more
Yeah.
by doing so, instead of just saying, well, actually, I don't know, let's figure this out. Like,
Right.
I think that's
Let's try
cool.
to figure it out together.
So with the awareness that I've learned over time, I 100% changed me
Mm-hmm.
completely. I think I'm a better person.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to be a better parent, a better. The patience is still the thing with me, but I feel like even that is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it took me a while for, you know, they always say that
Okay.
they say that what was the word, um
What is
uh,
it about the gratitude?
huh,
No,
nah,
not that one.
disobedient. It's not disobedient. It's
Rebellious.
rebellious. That's what it. But I'm getting better with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, they said I was very rebellious
Mm-hmm.
because I don't like authority.
Well, because you often tested and questioned
Yeah, well,
authority.
that's what it was. They say, yeah.
Yeah.
But all fairness, as a kid, yeah, if you tell me somebody was of authority, I'm gonna test it.
Oh
I would. No, this is
gosh.
true. This happened already
Yeah.
when I was younger.
Yeah.
Um, but like I said, it changed me completely.
Mm-hmm.
And then, with certain experiences, and then truly being calm enough, being patient enough to let the things unravel,
Yeah.
to get the answers that you've been looking for. Those are the things that's it's hard to it's hard for somebody to ask me a question and give an answer, like those types of answers
Mm-hmm.
that you have to experience for yourself. And in order to do so, you have to be calm and
Mm-hmm.
patient enough for. Like, those are the
Yeah.
ones that you can give that type of advice, but you yourself have to experience certain things like that.
Yeah. For sure. A lot of it is experience. And I came across a real a real a real earlier that I was like, it was like somebody, I guess their interpretation of what spirituality is versus quote unquote spiritual ego. And
You said spiritual ego?
yes, so it's like they were putting certain things out there. For example, if you are always feeling like it's your job to awaken people, that's spiritual ego.
Nah, yeah.
And spirituality, as this person was stating, is just the um awareness that you basically you awaken yourself from within. Like things happen from within. Like instead of, I don't know, trying to force people to do things or seeking validation, confirmation, and everything from outside. It's all within, and it was more to it than that. This is just like the little, I guess, piece that I remember from the reel. But I ventured into the comments and was looking at like different people's perspectives. Since we're talking about learning, one of the comments that stuck out was like, well, I learned that spiritual ego is a necessary part of the process. It's part of the process in itself. Like, you might go through that stage before you get to a greater stage because you're in the process of learning. And if this is what you learned at first, and this is how you're reacting and responding to what you learned, and now it's being classified as spiritual ego, but that's because this is what you've learned so far.
Yeah, I see where you're going now.
Yes. And then you just, as the more you learn, then you gradually move away from those things into the subsets that were under the other part where he just labeled it as spirituality. And I was like, that was a very good way to put it, because everybody was just, kind of jumping on, the co-signing of, yeah, you're right, all these spiritual ego. But then that kind of came across as the people kind of being judgy in a sense. It's like now everybody wanted to, it was like this back and forth thing about, oh, if you're doing this, then this, but you need to be this. And then it's like, oh no.
So I guess let's get more precise. Like, what can we give some examples of what was there from what this post that you seen?
Another
what
one that I
exactly
saw too was the money aspect. Charging, like people who are spiritualists and they charge for their healing services, whether it's readings, Reiki, past life regressions, quantum healings, anything that a person does and they charge for it was considered spiritual ego.
So,
and spirituality was under the spirituality side was, I don't charge. That was considered spirituality. But if you charge, that was considered spiritual ego. Now, again, this is the creator of the post. This is their perspective.
Yeah, of course.
So, which a lot of people, that one was kind of back and forth as well. A lot of people agreed with him and a lot of people disagreed with him. It was like, well, now I gotta eat.
Yeah.
So that's not me having spiritual ego. That's me taking care of myself and my family. Like, that's why there's a price tag.
Okay. Now I see more.
That was another part of it. So yeah, it was a list of things of that nature. Like, if you're still doing this, you're operating on spiritual ego. If you're doing this other side of things, now you're operating from spirituality.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess to an extent, this is something I did have questions about after the awareness, is because I was like, well, I had the thought. I'm not saying that I agreed, but I did wonder. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Because a lot of things I would ask then, it was a lot of whys.
Yeah.
Because trying to grasp
because
the
you're concept trying to learn
of everything. Yes, like why? Because again, if you have the ability to help people, and to help expand their awareness, their consciousness,
help them with healing
it's just
themselves.
like, why would you not do it
for free?
Right?
Just to help.
But at the same time, everything is an energy exchange. And you can be doing something for if a person is coming to me, for example, and clearly they're in need of something, right? And if I have the ability, sure, I can do it. But why would it have to be for free? Because it's something I may need, you just don't know.
Right.
But again, it's an energy exchange.
But here's the other aspect of that too.
So we're helping each other.
Yes, we're helping each other. But even if you just apply that to, I guess we're going to step outside of the spiritual or conscious world and just apply it to, oh, I'm a person and I need a service done. I know you know how to do this. Can you come fix my sink for me for free?
I mean, I get that too, but
that's still helping somebody.
It is still helping somebody. But I guess from my viewpoint, my perspective is like, for example, we were talking about, things of integrity and how you going about yourself. It's one thing to do a service or to help somebody just because, out the kindness of your heart.
Yeah.
The energy will come back, it'll come back. Were you going to say something?
I was going to say that's also part of the creator of the reels, their perspective of it as well was like, well, I don't charge because I still have everything that I need materially. I still am able to take care of my family, pay my bills, et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera. However, whatever way they do it, maybe they got a whole 9 to 5. Nobody knows
Yeah.
that. But and so they don't feel the need to charge for these services
And
because
those
they
times it's
already have
okay.
another source of
Yeah.
income,
Yeah.
which is cool. Now, if this is something somebody decides I want to dedicate my full life into doing, and
But that's their free will too.
that's their free will too, and make the decision to charge for services, I don't think that's necessarily operating out of spiritual ego. It's
I don't think it is.
they are, as you said, the energetic exchange of money. And that was another key that the creator put too. They were like, something about, because the mindset of money is low
Well,
vibrational, so you're charging for your services. And I was like, huh?
that's not true.
Kind of lost me
I don't think
there.
so.
That kind of lost me for a minute. But I was like, I get where they're going with it, but just because you charge for let us say, a quote unquote healing service or spiritual practice doesn't mean you have a low vibrational mindset of money and that you feel like you're in lack just because this is what you're doing. But again, people have different perspectives, but it also kind of goes back into the, is that what you learned? Where everybody learns from somewhere, and somehow somebody has taught you something. The people that you were connected with, did they teach that, oh, if you're charging, that's because you have a low vibrational mindset of money, and so now that's what you practice, and that's what you also teach those, whoever you're kind of teaching and whoever's following you. So that made me wonder that too. Well, is that what you learned? And so now you're just regurgitating what you learned.
Hmm. I think also that regardless to whoever you're learning from,
Mm-hmm.
right? You still have the ability to think for yourself.
Yes, you do.
You still and always have the ability to think for
Yeah.
yourself. So truly, it really doesn't matter who you learn from.
Mm-hmm.
How do you decide to apply it?
Right.
You know. So I mean, it's weird. I think that it would depend on the individual and their circumstances and their
Yeah.
mindset with the emotion, because it's a lot of things that play a part.
Yeah.
Like you can be good, like if the guy said, the
Mm-hmm.
one who made the post, everything's in order, he has no need in
Right.
case. But what if something does happen and
Exactly.
you are in need now,
Right.
and now you decide to charge it. Now those people who
Yeah.
looked at you and said, "Oh, you doing everything for free. Why are you charging me now?" It's a
Right.
change, so it's like they all turn their back on them now, because like, oh, you was giving it to me for free, giving
Yeah.
it to me for free. Now you want to charge, and so you change. People could.
Yeah. It can
It,
happen.
it can happen. People look at you a different way, and it's
Yeah.
like, so do you just have to explain to everybody that you're in a certain situation? You're like,
Right. I mean, I guess you could.
I mean,
I
but do
guess
you have? Do you? You don't
you
have
don't
to though.
have
The
to.
thing is if you're doing it, if you're doing it for free, cool,
Mm-hmm.
right? And because you're still helping for the collective, you're
Yeah.
still helping yourself, truly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you are.
And if you decide to charge people, that's fine too.
Yes.
So that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Um,
And then just from being somebody who's a practitioner who charges and sometimes doesn't, that's just the way it is sometimes. Like sometimes you do end up doing stuff for free, and sometimes you do hold something and you like add a little, what they call an energetic compensation to it. So it is what it is. And I don't have no qualms about anybody who does it in either fashion.
in either way, but at the same time, to go back to what you just said, we know for a fact that that's real.
Yeah.
We know for a fact that that's real. We've been in messed up situations, and somehow things always work out.
Yep.
And I think that that's
Mm-hmm.
kudos for us to stand on path
Exactly.
and being in alignment of
Yeah.
what's what our I guess position, our
Path, purpose.
purposes are.
Yeah.
So
I agree. And I think, as to what you stated, as far as, everything changing, like perspectives and mindsets, one of the biggest ones to kind of unlearn is the panic that you get into when things are not on the up and up. When you're going through a little struggle, the tendency to be stressed and over worried about, oh man, how am I going to do this? What are we going to do? How are we going to do that? And just allow yourself to just live in the moment and have no expectations, but trust that everything is going to turn out
Yeah,
right. That's one of the biggest
that is hard, but
things
the
to learn.
thing for me, honestly, the thing I always look at things in different, you know how I
Mm-hmm.
think for the most part. I look at certain like when you're going and experience certain situations, right? I always go back to, of course, fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And you in a bad spot, you
Mm-hmm.
get clipped stand on a stand up fight, right? You're dizzy, but you still have to be
Aware.
aware. You still have to have a presence to say, I'm
Yeah.
gonna hold my ground,
Yeah.
right? And then say, like, if it's an MMA, you get taken down, you got a rear naked choke or some kind of submission, you're actually getting choked out right now. And
Mm-hmm.
this literally happens. It's been times where we're in the gym and I'm in a bad position with a submission and I'm being choked, and I always tell myself, I feel that
You
panic.
feel that
You can
pressure,
feel
that
the
panic.
pressure,
Mm-hmm.
like the blood rushing to your head, like it's being stopped,
Yeah.
like your head gonna pop. You're starting to panic, like all of those things
You got to
happen,
stop the panic.
and because of the practices,
Mm-hmm.
right? All the drilling,
Mm-hmm.
we're always told to stay calm.
Stay
Two
calm.
on one, two hands on the attacker's hand and peel them off. Like
Mm-hmm.
stay calm,
Mm-hmm.
calm your heart rate, and then it
And
starts to
take your
drift.
steps.
It starts to drift into meditation,
Mm-hmm.
right? Calm your heart rate.
Calm,
Stay
breathe.
calm. Breathe. You know where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Clear your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I do these things,
Mm-hmm.
and I have extra time. There's been times where I really panic. Like I can feel the curtain closing, but I know I don't want to tap, but I'm just like, damn, I'm gonna have to tap. But I'm just like, no, you got this. Like stay
Just
calm.
calm down.
Breathing is crazy because you're getting choked, and you be like, breathe, relax, it's good.
Breathe. I'm getting
And
choked.
it's happened to the point where they actually burn their arms out,
Stop.
and then
Yep.
they decide to leave
They let
because
it
it's
go.
like, okay,
Yep.
I don't have it because
Yep.
he's not, like, he's too calm right now.
Yep.
I don't have the choke. Let me go do something else.
Th-
And the second they do it, I take two deep breaths, and then I have to keep moving again because I have to get
Yep.
back up to the floor now.
Yep.
Right? So I know
But
that was
now your
maybe
position
it's
improved
it improved,
because
and I
you
know
are
that may
able
be
to
long winded, but again,
but
like
it's a
she
great
said,
analogy.
it's real though,
Yep.
because when these things are happening in real life,
You do
these
feel
real
like you're getting
situations, you
choked and
feel
strangled.
panic, like there is anxiety, like your
Yes.
stress starts to
Yep.
happen,
And it
and I tell
builds
myself,
up in your brain.
relax,
Yeah.
you've seen this. It's a different situation, but you know what this is.
Yeah.
And then even from the things that we've learned, understanding our chemical processes, I say, okay, this is just to throw something out, this is a distillation.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, okay, so what happens
Yeah.
in these situations? Okay,
Yeah.
this is that type of stage. Now I need to
Yes.
transform to the next stage. So what do I do? This is
Yeah.
hard right now. Okay, cool. Let's
Mm-hmm.
take these steps. As
Yeah.
hard as it is, you have to
You have
trust
to
the
do.
process.
You have to trust the process.
You have to trust the process.
You do.
And like I said, staying true to that, um, we get the rewards. It's been hard
Mm-hmm.
times. It's like, okay, well, we need to do this. We need money for this. Okay, we need to build here. Okay, how are we gonna,
Yeah.
we'd be laid on and build this way, but
Yeah.
just so happens. Oh, somebody wants a session.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to come over here to help somebody with it. Like these things just start to fall in line.
Yep. I was just about
And
to
you
say
have
that.
to trust the process.
Yep.
When you stay in alignment, you stay
Mm-hmm.
true
And
to
don't
your
let
purpose,
yourself
to your
worry.
path. Yeah. And it is hard. I'm not gonna say
It
it's
is.
not. It is hard.
But it is something to it when they say that the universe responds to your vibration instead of just your thoughts. And like, yes, we know thoughts and habits, actions can create the vibration, but at the same time, it is. I don't know how to put it into words exactly what I'm trying to express, but the vibration, and because you can have the thought still in the back of your mind, like, dang, I gotta pay this bill, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but you have that thought in your mind. But if you're still going about joyful in your day,
Yeah.
in high vibration, even with that reality, that thought still in your mind, but you're not vibrating on that worry. You're not over consumed with that thought. Again, you're enjoying your day, you're high vibratory, you're doing whatever else it is. Boom, 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 boom. Things just start happening. You're like, oh, look at that. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
But you know, you didn't forget that you still need to find a way to take care
But
of
you're
A,
not
B, C, D,
focused
but you're
on it. You're
not
not
100%.
dwelling on
Yes,
it.
you're not dwelling on it.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things too that kind of gets a little misconstrued is, oh, am I supposed to just not think about it? I think it's kind of difficult sometimes for us to sort that out. The not dwelling on something versus trying to ignore something. It's not, nobody's saying you're not gonna ever think about it,
Yeah.
or like you just gonna.
It's still part of the experience.
Right, it's still part of the experience because
it is.
you know it's there. But you know when we're being taught these things and we're learning them and we're putting them into practice, it can become easier. It does become easier.
Yeah.
Not just can, it does become easier.
Yeah.
And
there is something to just letting things go, though.
It is.
There is something to it.
Yep.
When you just allow yourself to be like, look,
just let it go.
Just let it happen.
Yeah.
You know, again, I trust it. You know,
yeah.
I've had a travel where it was I think it was Lemurians. Like I seen this big blue hand come through the sky. They pulled me up, and before they even pulled me up, like they put me in the hand, and you know they said to me, "I believe in you as you believe in me," and I just decided to repeat it. I believe in you as you believe in me, and then they pulled me up through the ceiling. And it was in some little place like Dave and Buster's. There was a bunch of kids everywhere playing, having fun. And I just looked up. You know, I looked at the floor. I'm like, yo, I just came through the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking around and I see these kids playing games, screaming all over the place. And I'm just like, wow. Like, wow. And I thought that was the wildest thing ever. Like, that was a message. And I was just like, wow. Like impossible things can happen when you have that belief and that bond, I'm gonna call it. You know, I believe in you as you believe in me. It's like, okay, we locked in, we got this. Right? We agree.
Yes.
I trust you as you trust me. I believe in you as you believe in me. And let's go with that. Now I'm gonna show you some magical moments, you know? So those yeah, you know. And also, I'll share with this one thing that also stuck with me that shows it's not everything is not literal is when I had the stroke. I call it a glitch. I don't like to say that. But I had lost my speech for some hours. It wasn't even a whole day. It was some hours. It's like in my mind, I knew what was being said, but the words wasn't coming out. And I remember going in the emergency room, and they was showing me a bunch of pictures and stuff. Like I knew what they were, but the words just wouldn't come to me. But when I was able to say a little bit of words, I was just like, let me sleep. I'm tired. Just let me sleep. And then we can do these tests in the morning. And then they was just like, yeah, whatever. You know, and they still trying to tell, like, that's the other thing. No, that's something else, though. Let me just stay back on track. Because I'm going to say, why do they try to test people in situations where, like, let them gather themselves first? Yeah. But anyway, so the next morning, I might have slept, 3-4 hours? I wake up, the sun is up now. They come and ask me questions. Then I'm answering everything. And they were just like, oh, that's interesting because, you know, some hours ago, you couldn't say anything for real. And I was like, I told them, I was like, I told y'all just let me go to sleep. But the point that I'm going to get to the point that I was saying is once they took me out of because where I was in, it was in the
I
ICU or
see
something,
you, I
and
think.
then they gave me a room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had the IVs and all that shit. And the second the doctors left me in the room, I got up and I started shadow boxing.
Oh,
No,
you jumped ahead a bit.
well, I am jumping in. I ain't gonna give them every day, but
But yeah,
I got in the room and I got up and I started shadow boxing because I was like, I don't want to just sit here all day,
yeah.
right? So fast forward, and then, higher self was like, it was something I think I was getting upset about or whatever.
Yeah.
And higher self was like, where's that guy? Where's the guy who, when he said you can't do anything or you wouldn't be able to do anything, you couldn't talk or they didn't want you to move and you couldn't walk straight, and then you up there shadow boxing? Who does that? Like, where's
Mm-hmm.
that guy?
Shadow
You know,
boxing in the
in the
hospital.
hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and there's footage.
Yeah.
You have it in
Yeah.
your phone. You have it in your phone. There's footage. And it's like, where's that guy? Who's that guy? Like, so that told me, like, there's times where you just have to dig. Like, we've
Yeah.
told you these things.
Mm-hmm.
We told you what you're capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Believe that. Know that. And it's just like, okay. Like, how many times are we told that we have everything that we need?
Yeah.
Like, stop dwelling and complaining about certain things. Like, you're good. Certain situations are going to happen because they're going to test you.
Yeah.
You are to be tested in different ways. So you have to stay strong. You are a warrior in all ways, so show your strength, right? And those are the things, like, so I always go back to those things when we're in hard situations. I
Yeah.
go, like, I put in my affirmations and everything I say to myself. And my affirmations, of course I give affirmations, but
Yeah.
so there's times where I say things to remind myself, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, just don't forget this.
Yeah.
You know what you're capable of. So when these situations happen, I go back. Look, I believe in you as you believe in me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's my go-to.
Yeah.
That's my go. Those are my go-tos. Hope that's not too long-winded, but you know,
No, I think it's perfect because there's probably some people who need to hear that. Like it'll be helpful, for a lot of people to come across and especially whenever they realize that they've experienced something similar or they are currently experiencing something, like it'll be helpful to hear.
yeah, yeah, and it just shows again your character. It shows your strength, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and again, just to, I guess I'll put it out there. I guess a little vulnerability, but after that happened, right? I've obviously got back to training, and uh, I had a fight booked, and 2 weeks out, 2 weeks out, I had dehydration, and I didn't say anything for a couple days, and I didn't lose my vision,
You have
but it was
blurred vision.
very,
Yeah.
very blurred.
Yeah.
It was very, very blurred. And, I told my coach that I was like, look, I can't see, but I still want to fight. I still want to fight. He was like, Mike, what are you talking about? I was like, cool, I want to fight. Like, just give me a couple days, let it heal up. Because I think at that time, I didn't even go to the doctor yet.
Nope.
No, think about it.
You didn't.
I didn't even go to the doctor yet because I kept
No.
telling him, I was like, look, I'm going to go to the doctor. They're going to give me some eye drops and I'll be good. He
Yeah.
was like, Mike, even still, the commission is going to come. They're
Yeah.
going to give us another physical test
Yeah.
beforehand. And if
Uh-huh.
you don't pass it,
Past
then we
that.
still
Yep.
can't do it. But I wanted it so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted it so bad because after I was in the hospital, the messages were saying, like, continue. No, nothing can
Yeah.
stop you. The only thing that can stop you is you.
Yeah.
Only thing that can stop you is you. So when that happened, it crushed me.
Yeah.
No, I remember I cried and everything on the phone
Yeah.
with crew. I cried and everything. That hurt me so bad. But then I started having travels,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um, and in the travel, it to me, it looked like there was a war happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, in certain travels, you don't always have to be involved in it. You can just observe.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking, I was like, yo, lions? Like they actually eat each other? Like lions eat lions, because what I seen was a bunch of lions everywhere, and it looked like a war, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen some uh lions, male lions, just like floating in a river. And
Mm-hmm.
then I remember some lions would come and they would grab whatever some of the floating ones are, and they would pull them back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Out the water. And that's when I remember looking at it. I was like, oh, they gonna eat the lions, right? And then I remember asking the questions, and then it was like, no, this was a rally. It's a
Mm-hmm.
rally for you. Like, all the lions coming together to rally, to bring you,
Mm-hmm.
to show that you have strength, and we're here for you, to here to help you, to rally you
Mm-hmm.
on. And I was just like, oh, like, okay. So again, these are little things that will happen in our travels, and
Yeah.
just to let us know that there is support.
Yeah.
So I say, okay. I took, I think, like a year off. I was out for a year.
Yeah.
And then I came back again. Came back again.
Yeah.
But this time when I came, I did get to train, and everything, but they want me now to teach. So I just
Well,
did double duties.
yeah,
But
yeah.
again, the point of what I'm saying is, when these things happen and you feel like you're down and out, or this, like everything is done, it's like, that's not true.
It's not
That's
true.
not true.
Yeah.
You can always go forward. You can always keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And again, these are things they tell us all the time. They
Yeah.
tell us this all the time. It's like we forget every time. Like, we're good. We have
Mm-hmm.
everything we need. Another
Mm-hmm.
thing that I was taught, everything that I need is already within me.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, okay. I say,
All right.
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what, because I believe in what I'm taught.
Yeah.
So you tell me that, that's all I need to
That's
hear.
all you need to hear.
That's it. You tell me I could punch Godzilla with one. I'm gonna knock
Bruh.
him out with one shot because I believe this now. This is what I'm told from who I'm
Yeah.
told, who was said
Yep.
to me.
Yep.
Then I know that's what I got. I know it,
Yeah.
and I truly believe it. And again, we've been in bad situations, and we always come out. We always come out.
Mm-hmm.
So again,
Very gratefully.
very grateful. Yes.
um, being that you said what you're taught and knowing where it's coming from, that's what you know, that's what you believe, that's what you stick with.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you like to, I'll say, research.
Yeah.
You like to do research, but basically in the sense of, you watching documentaries. That's
I
something
love
that
documentaries.
love documentaries. Love a good documentary.
I love documentaries.
So documentaries. And not just like major production documentaries, but also, you know, low budget YouTube documentaries. As long as they seem to be interesting
Mm-hmm.
along the lines of
Yeah,
something that
I ain't
piques
watching.
the interest.
I ain't watching no
So,
Tubi types.
no, no,
Yeah.
shout outs to Tubi.
Shout out to Tubi, whatever. But I mean, but it
But
does have to have some kind of
it has to have
substance.
some
Yes,
substance
for sure.
and something, basically along the lines of consciousness, cosmic consciousness, cosmology.
Yeah, I want
People
growth.
say the
I
word.
want expansion.
Yeah, you want growth and expansion. So when we watch these documentaries and, we're listening to whatever the story is being told, the information is being shared, whether it's being channeled from somebody or if it's, the new wave is somebody the AI voice doing the talking, but that's somebody had to write out the script,
Okay.
or at least put in the information for it to be speaking it. When we watch these things and they kind of have those moments where you tilt your head to the side, be like, wait a minute, this is a little different than what we was told.
That happens often.
So this is the same, almost the same story, but this is a little different than the information that we received.
Yeah.
How do you handle a situation like that?
Okay. So, for one, I'm biased as hell.
At least you're honest about it.
Yeah. But I know where we get the information from.
Yes.
And it's like you can't get any. It just can't get any better. Right. I mean, again, some viewers, those that know us, they know.
Right.
What we're saying by that.
And for those of you who don't know us, yes, we receive our information from source. That's how we refer to it as. Whether we're gonna get into nomenclature and language in a little bit, but source, the angels, archangels, if you want to say words like Galactic Federation, whatever other words you may want to utilize, yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah, so dang, you threw me off a bit.
Biased.
Oh yeah, so when I get information, then that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So watching these documentaries, there are times where they can be speaking on an event that we may have some information on. Now, granted, I know that I don't have all the information.
Correct. No one does.
None of us are given all the information.
Absolutely not.
Right? So when I hear it, I think to myself, well, I know what I was taught, but what they saying don't line up. So I tell myself, okay, where are the middle grounds? I at least try to see the order sequence of things, right? If it starts to line up, then I say, okay. Even if it's not so much on par, but somewhere it connects. And I say, okay, cool.
Because we do know that there are, they could be sharing it from a different perspective as
always
well.
That, and you have to respect other people's perspective.
Yes, you do.
You have to. Because that's how you get parts of the bigger picture.
That's what I was going to say.
Hit notes. And these are also good things because nothing is going to be exactly the same. It's going to be different viewpoints. So I look for that, right? And then I also look for what wasn't said to me.
Right.
Because I do want to see the full picture as best as possible.
Yeah.
So and I just, whatever I don't agree with or I think looks or sounds fishy, I use my discernment.
Yeah.
I use my discernment.
Listen, sometimes and I continue with the story. Be way off. We'd be like, hold up.
Now, granted, there's times where I watch documentaries and they say, oh, these groups of beings or, they're not what they say. And I'd be like, yeah, I don't know where you get your information from.
What kind of propaganda you trying to push here?
Yeah, and then everything is always fair mongering. So
turn the TV off. Turn the TV.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, I'm off with this one. Let's go find something else.
Right.
But there are times where I think they might have taken it off, but I'll share it. If you can find one. There's a documentary called The Book of Enki. And I've come across that and I've tried to share it.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've shared it with I've shared it with a good amount of people, and the results were interesting. Not only were the results interesting from people that reached back to me about it, but the way everything unraveled, I thought was a game changer.
It was very, very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. I'm not gonna get into details because
Yeah, no
I want
need.
people to go.
You watch it on your own
Yeah,
time.
you figure it out for yourself. The documentary is called "The Lost Books of Inky," I believe.
Yes, something like that.
And
But
but I did go back to look for it, and I do think they changed it a bit. So that's why
wow, I hate when
that
they do that.
yeah, and I don't know if they was trying to upgrade it or
Ugh.
I couldn't remember the channel as well. So I was like, I don't know
It
if
could have been a
somebody tried to
different
mimic it and trying to
channel.
so whatever the
Yeah,
case, but I found that to be a game changer.
yeah.
Um I don't want to jump the gun, but I know it's another topic you want to get on about it, right? That leads into another topic
Um, spiritual
about
language.
the
Uh,
situation with the book Inky.
um, perhaps at
What
some
what
point in
what is
time.
that?
I don't know.
Okay, well, whatever. If we get there, then we get
We'll
there.
circle back.
But there's some game changes. I think what you wanted to get to when we learn something and things
And
change.
things, yes, absolutely. So go ahead.
So continue, but
Yeah.
again, I'm not gonna tell the detail. I want y'all to go look at it if y'all can find it. Hopefully, they didn't take it off of YouTube. But
But it's interesting that you brought that up because the one that we watched the other day kind of you know touched on that story a tiny bit when they started talking about the Anunnaki and things. Um Especially the part where you get into the great cataclysm with the flood and all of that. So the one that we just watched, it didn't go into details the way that little documentary series did, but the little piece that they did, even when I was listening to them touch on it a bit, I thought about how it differed from even what was
the
said
first
in
time,
in that.
yep.
Yeah, I was like, yo, like people keep talking about this story, but the little bits that they
The
keep shifting
details
and
and that's
changing,
things
that
like that makes me not want to believe it because
yeah,
details always matter.
yeah.
And if these are key details, why
Mm-hmm.
do they keep changing?
Why do they keep changing it?
You know.
It's
So again,
crazy. I'd be like, man, come on now.
I listen.
But
I
yeah, you listen.
use my discernment. It's like okay,
Exactly. Everybody
I don't
has
cast
that.
judgment.
Yep. Everyone has the ability to do that. So if you are interested, we'd love for you to go find not just the Lost Book of Inky, but also that one and any other sources that you can come across that talk about the same story and see where they connect and where they
Yeah, like
differ.
actually use do your
Yeah,
research.
and see where they connect and where they differ. How they shift little details here and there based off I believe it's usually based off of the perspective of the person who's sharing it. Because
But
why are these little changes happening?
but again, okay, it's also based off of the person and their perspective. But a lot of times, people hear
And they
the same.
regurgitate.
Yes, they hear same information from different people. A lot of people saying the same thing. Oh, so it must be true,
So
and
it
they
must
just
be
go
true.
with it.
Yeah.
But again, that's not always the
It's
case.
not always the
There
case.
is I've come across
Herd mentality ain't always the truth.
yeah, it is there's certain informations and um what's the word whatever I've discovered that there are a lot of game change, a lot of things that are taught that are
Mm-hmm.
said that are
Yeah.
not true.
Yeah. But that's the whole
Epiphany, that's
process.
the word I'm trying
The
to look for.
epiphanies.
Yeah, I've come across a lot of
You've had
epiphanies
a lot
and
of epiphanies. Yes.
yeah, I have a lot of epiphanies and research of things and I'm just like, oh.
But even to that point, we have been, taught things,
And then it
and then
changed.
it changes, and we learned something new that expands upon what we learned before because there are levels,
Yes, for sure.
and wherever you are, there is a capacity of what you can hold,
Yes.
and you will be taught what you can hold at that time. And then once you have grown, you've held that, you've learned it. And it's not to say that what you were taught was wrong or incorrect. It was just a piece. It wasn't, like you said, the whole picture. It was a
Mm-hmm.
piece of the picture, just a small piece,
Just for you to grasp
just for you to
what.
grasp a portion.
Yep.
And then they'll come back and drop something else in your lap that just mind that blows your mind, and you're like, what? But you said this before. Yes, and that's true. But now you can hold this now along with that. Yeah.
It is different. You know what it's like? I hope it don't sound too crazy, but you know, I forgot which one of these fast food restaurants you go to, and they be like, "Oh, they want a medium, a small, medium, or large drink," and then you know the cups are bigger, but then behind the scenes you can get the whole cup, and you put it in a measuring cup and realize it's all the
The
same
same
thing.
amount.
Like, how is it? This
Because
8 ounce looks the same. Like it looks like it's full in a small cup, and then you order a medium,
it's still the same
and then
amount of
it's the
liquid.
same amount of liquid, but it looks like it fills it up.
Yep.
And then you get a large, same amount of liquid, and it
Yep.
looks like it fills up the large, but you're paying extra, right?
Yep.
So what I'm trying to say is, when we get information, right, it's like it's enough for you to hold right now,
Right now.
until you get the medium.
Yeah. Now you got a bigger cup. Okay.
Now
cool.
it looks like a big cup, but you can expand more, right?
You can expand
And it's
more.
like, okay, you got that? That's enough. Okay, cool. Let's pour a little bit more. Yeah, you got that? Cool. Now let's upgrade to the large.
Upgrade to the large.
You know, so
yeah.
it's like it's expanding, it's expanding.
Yeah.
They're giving you just enough for you to hold what you have.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you're ready for more, then you put
Here
the more.
you go. Yep.
You put the more. And then you put more.
You graduated
You
from kids'
sure?
meals to super
Okay,
size.
right? Cool. Now we said this here.
Yes.
This is what we taught you, but this is what happens. And then you look like, wow, why are you changing something now? You said this is what it was.
Yep.
You know? But we can only tell you that so you can grasp the idea of what's to come next. And it's no different than you going in your everyday life and you feel like you're comfortable. You feel like you have all the answers now.
Mm-hmm.
And then something happened and just like, whoa, wait, where this curveball come from? Yeah. You have to adapt with that.
You have to adapt. Yes.
You have to adapt to that.
And being in the space of, trusting and knowing that things shift and change continuously, you don't meet the new information that's being shared with you with a, but why you? No, you kind of meet it with the,
yeah,
okay, like, yeah, you might at the same time be like, but wait, what? Hold up, I have a question because this is what you said before, but you don't dwell on the fact that, okay, you said something different now than you said before. You, being that you've expanded, now you understand why you had to receive what you received before, and why they couldn't give you the more before, because you would have just been like, hold up.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna head out. No, you had to be to the point where you could accept it.
Yeah.
Because there's so much that we know now that if we had been told this stuff like way before, it would have been like, what?
I mean, it's crazy because I know we spoke on it before, but it's like the whole unconditional love thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everybody says, yeah, okay, cool, unconditional love, I get that, I can do it, but you don't. I feel like a lot of people don't truly get it until you have to forgive people. You have to look certain people in the eye and, handle them a certain way.
I think
prove that your unconditional love is being tested and you are passing the test.
I think I think that even for those who do
it's still ongoing.
Yes, who get unconditional love, who really do get it. It's like, yes, I do get it. There is still a struggle when it comes. There's a certain line where they're like, I hope I never have to meet that line with unconditional love, because how am I going to do it?
Yeah. I mean, because just because you, let's say, quote unquote, pass a test.
Yes.
Don't think That's it. Trust
Right.
that test gonna come back around in a different way.
Yes, it can.
It definitely will. It
I
definitely
mean, I
will.
ain't gonna fade it on people and be like, it definitely will. It can.
Because it's
It
going to
can.
show itself in a different form
In a
though.
different
That's what I'm
form.
saying.
Yeah.
It's going to show itself in a different form. Because it's like, okay, I got that test out the way. Like, it's never going to happen. Oh, yes, it will. It's going to
Yeah.
look completely different. But that concept will be tested once again. It always, I mean, it's life.
It is life.
It's
What is
life.
life? Yeah. There's, I guess we've really did a deep dive into like the things that we've learned. And so, yes, listeners, viewers, if you guys want to chime in and share any experiences that you have, or your process of learning things, unlearning things, relearning things, and how you categorize all the things when it comes to learning and expansion, we'd love to hear that feedback. And yeah, join the conversation. Now we can, I guess, branch into spiritual language. Since we've kind of thrown some of these terminologies out during the conversation thus far, how and why, how or why does spiritual language become limiting?
Mm-hmm.
How can it sometimes become limiting in our practices or conversations or however? I think, I feel like there are a lot of words, and I feel like I've said it in a few episodes, that are kind of like catchphrases. They become so saturated in conversation and uh, all the things that we share and do when it comes to consciousness, spirituality, divination, things of that nature, that yes, it does become limiting. It can become limiting because it
Yeah.
kind of boxes things in.
Yeah. It's weird. It's kind of weird for me because, again, the more we learn and expand, there are times where I actually get it's like the more I learn to an extent, the
Mm-hmm.
more quiet I get.
Yeah.
The reason is because certain terminologies and phrases that's used,
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that they're not used correctly.
Yes.
They're not used properly. And people are running with it.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's like they're being misdirected.
Yeah. Uh,
So,
I'll give an example. Even though this is one that is commonly used, it does become kind of a an identifier of somebody who's spiritual to say the word understand. Like any and everybody will utilize that to try to show some sort of expanded awareness instead of just using the word understand. I feel like that happens. Commonly, people will use the word understand to show some sort of, like I said, expansion above the norm. But from the way we were, from how it was shared with us, how we were taught, you want to
stand in
stand
it.
in it. That's what you want to do. If something is being shared with you from someone, you don't want to stand under it.
Yeah, so for them to say, I understand.
I understand you.
It's in the wording though. Like
It, yes.
it truly is.
You're underneath it, so you're not really resonating within the field of it.
Yeah, and then you'll get people to say, I overstand, meaning
But then
it's
you're
like,
still not within it.
yeah, you're not.
You want to be within the state
Everything
of
has to be in
resonance with
harmony.
that person. Exactly. So if you're under it, which means you're below it, and if you're over it, above it, then you're not really harmonized within it. So that is why I opt to continue to using understand, even though I feel like it is kind of oversaturatedly used, and kind of people may not resonate with the meaning of it the way that we resonate with the meaning of it,
Mm.
which is okay. But I know why I use it, and I know what it means to me.
Yeah.
But as far as like being boxed in by the terminologies and phrases and things, they that is a part I wish was a bit different, that there weren't so many quote unquote catchphrases, because people hear these things and now and then they kind of makes them roll their eyes or kind of
I
receive
mean,
things a certain kind of way, but that's how
but
they
that's how they
react.
receive it. That's how they I guess, okay, for example, I think awakening
Mm-hmm.
is another word.
Awaken. I'm sorry. Y'all
No,
should have
no,
seen
notice the
the
silence I gave her. Um, I think
look.
awaken, like when people say, "Oh, I've had awakening, I've had awakening." I've noticed how other people look at that.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of like roll their eyes or suck their teeth, or
Yeah.
for people to say, "Oh, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual,"
Yes.
and then they view them a certain way. Just like, first of all,
Oh.
go ahead.
No, you can continue. I won't forget.
No, go, continue.
Okay. Being that you said that, yes, absolutely. Because when you use when people use words that are considered spiritual in the presence of people who are religious, they totally limit who this person is. And that's another way spiritual language can become limiting, because they automatically put you in a box because you say something like, "Oh, I was talking to my guides," and then the religious person will be like, "What do you mean talking to your guides? Like, what
Yeah.
does this mean? That mean you must be spiritual instead of," but you're saying it as if it's a negative thing.
It
Like,
is. But then they come back around and be like, "Oh, I talk to God every day and God tells me that." What's the
what's the
difference?
difference?
What is the
Well, you
difference?
said guides.
But my whole thing is it's the same
It's the
thing.
same thing. Or even if you say, "I spoke to the Holy Spirit and the Holy Spirit spoke to me." Okay, you said that, but I said I spoke to my angelic team, and you're like, what does that mean, your angelic team? Well, you
Yeah.
said the Holy Spirit. Like, how is that
Yeah,
separate?
but I'm not trying to make it a debate. I'm just saying like it's the same
It's the
thing. Like
same
why do
thing,
people
because this uh, it's
differentiate
like a
this? It's the
language
same
barrier.
thing, but again, it's a
It
language,
has become a language barrier
and these people are catching feelings
based off of the
about it, and it's
words.
just like it's the same thing.
Yes, and that
It's the
is
same. And for those people who say, "Oh, I've had awakening," okay, with that awakening, you see the world different. Like you awaken to a whole new world, or
right,
this is the way I look at it. It's just like everything looks different. Like I am
right.
finally
I can
awakened
finally
now.
see.
You know,
Like,
it can be enlightenment. It can be other things, but it's like I
yes,
see things differently.
differently.
Like now I feel alive. I feel awake now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's just like I've noticed the way certain people look at, like, "Oh, you one of those woke people. You spiritual." Ain't like it's weird to me.
Yeah,
It's
and
really weird to me.
maybe that's what it is then. Maybe spiritual, quote unquote, spiritual language becomes limiting based upon, majorly based upon the perspectives of different individuals. And that would be just it. Because again, like you said, we're saying the same things.
It's the same
It's just
thing.
you, like a certain subset of people are classifying certain phrases as spiritual and also giving it a connotation as, oh, it's not truly divine because it's spiritual. But that just means being rooted in spirit. Like,
But then you talk about the Holy Spirit, like
it's just being rooted
it's
in
it's
spirit.
it's the same thing.
Yeah, if somebody, you
There's no
have
difference.
exactly the two people who do the same thing, but one of them saying, "Ah, yes, spirit told me this," and the other person is just saying, Jesus came to me and said this. Like, it's both a divine message.
regardless.
regardless of how you want to dress it up.
The other one that gets me, I don't want to drift off too much, but I really feel like I want to say this. The whole Metatron thing, Archangel Metatron, especially for people, because a lot of people feel like there's only Michael, Gabriel, Raphael.
For the most part, those are the three people.
The one
the three
it's
people
like
are gonna go
no
to.
other ones exist.
But then you'll get some who will be like, yes, of course, there's Samuel, and then
You'll get
you
some
got
of those.
Jophiel, and then.
But then you hear Archangel Metatron and the Transformer. Like, I'll be like, yo.
I mean, the
really?
name sounds very transformative.
No, but
and
it's just it's.
Yeah, it's just the people not knowing.
That's if you don't know,
just
why don't you just ask? No, just ask.
Just ask.
Just ask. You know, and it's like other people, like I said, I don't want to drift off and make it a thing of it, but it's just like, when did it happen? Like, why is it that people of religious backgrounds feel like they just know everything about angels or everything about God, but then you ask questions and then they don't have answers? They can't answer certain things.
Okay, but I'm not going to say that because you prefaced it with
yes.
They act like they know everything, but then when you ask the question, then they don't.
But what I'm saying is,
yeah,
if you really pay attention to detail, there are things that would make you want to expand and say, well, why or where? Like, you know, there should be more questions to come around for you to ask these, you know, these things to get the information.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I said, you can tell them, oh, this angel, there's no such thing of an angel called Metatron.
I guess it is.
Like, why not? How not?
Right.
It's in other books. It's in books.
It's in books.
They are there.
But it's not in the book.
But again, like I said, I'm not trying to make a debate out of it. It's just these things. We're talking about
spiritual language, limitations.
Spiritual language and limitations. It's like, why not just look into it? Why joke or laugh at something because you don't know? Yeah. Why not just go research?
And let it remove that limitation, because the moment, you know, you do some research, case in point, watching something and somebody made a reference of doing, what did they say, shadow work? And then the person was
that like, was on we was watching Pop the Balloon,
and somebody made a reference of doing shadow work, and then that was not well received by.
You'd be like, I don't do anything with shadows.
But that's not, see, putting
the guy was like that.
Limited
that's not what
point
that
of
means.
view, exactly. Limited point of view on it. I don't know. It's unfortunate that people hear the quote unquote spiritual language, the phrases that are used, and then box them in to mean certain things when they aren't even familiar with the concepts and terms and what they are about.
Yeah. So instead of just taking a stand, like, just try to
ask
grasp
questions.
What's happening.
Yeah.
It's okay to ask questions.
It is.
But, you know, to put down one's belief or perspective, like,
just because it's different.
Because it's different, that doesn't make sense. How can you grow?
Right.
How can you grow? But again, you know, to go back to the initial phrase of understanding, it's like, it's in the word.
Yes.
It's truly in the word. Okay, I understand. Like, if you really break down and the other thing I think the issue is people hear certain words so often, it just becomes routine. Like, it's opposed to just really thinking about what's being said.
For yourself, yeah.
Yeah, people don't think about what's being said. They just be like, okay, this is the word that you use in this situation.
Because that's the word that that's been taught. Yeah.
Because how many times where you can find an atheist, they'd be like, oh my God. But I thought you was an atheist.
But they're like, I'm just using an expression.
This is the point that I'm
They're
making.
like, I'm just expressing myself.
This is the point that I'm making. But like, so if that's the case, when does it become true for what you're speaking?
Yes. When does it become actually true for what you're speaking? You know?
Because if you're an atheist and you don't believe there's a God or whatever, then why are you saying, "Oh my God"? Like, listen to what you said. Oh my God! But you're an atheist, so how does that
It's
make
like,
sense?
so who's your God?
So again, like, listen to what's being said and to what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I think these are certain things. But again,
It's actually really interesting if you take some words and go look up the etymology of them as
which I
best as
think is needed.
possible. As best as possible, because sometimes you can kind of get lost in the source too, because one area will want to claim that that word originated there, and in another area is like, well, no, it actually originated here. So sometimes that even gets a little convoluted when you try to do that. But I like it when the family comes and they tell us things and they break words down for us. It be on a whole nother level. It's just different than even trying to look into the etymology of it. I'm trying to think of what was a word that they did. Um, what was a good one?
There's so many. They do it
Ah,
all the time, and understand was one of them
understand
when
was
they
one
first
of them.
broke it down and told us. I mean, but it's been plenty.
There have been so many,
It's been so many.
and it's it's just really cool, man. It's like um getting into the roots of words, but also acknowledging that those things changed over time and over civilizations. Because before there was ever written word, there was just frequency, just sound, just sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course it graduates to we gotta work with what we have where we are, right? So yes, we have these words, and it just, when you look at some of them, it's like, I don't understand. No, you know you're supposed to understand. Um, and even using the word, oh, dang it, I had it and kind of left. It was like, it was a cold something. Mm. Anywho, yeah, I can't
I was
remember
about
the
to say,
word.
well, just keep going, whatever. You stop. I don't know what you're saying.
Anywho, the word left me. I apologize, but the point is really dissecting what we're saying and what it actually means, and don't allow ourselves to put things in boxes, especially if we don't even know what it means.
Yeah. Like I said, a lot of times we hear words or phrases and we go with it because that's the proper word for what's being said at the moment. But you don't. If you don't truly grasp
Yeah.
what's being said, then you should ask these questions.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, like you said, like, okay, I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't. Like you don't. You're saying you don't get it.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But there's So what did you say? The terms. What was
Spiritual language.
spiritual language? It's a lot of that. Um. Well, I mean, how deep you want to go into this though?
Uh, I mean, I guess we don't have to go too deep in, just asking. Yeah, and you guys can let us know too if there are specific things that you have experienced or seen come across where you noticed spiritual language becoming limiting, even if it's like in your own practices and things. Like, for example, if you're trying to explain a way that you help people to heal, or a way that a service that you provide or something, and then you realize that maybe like the spiritual language that's utilized doesn't quite describe in essence what you do.
Yeah. I think, me personally, I think we should, I can't say we, but I think it would be good to just stop saying spirit and just say what it is. If
And
you're a
just say what
healer,
it is.
it's just heal. Because
Mm-hmm.
when someone hears spiritual, right? Like you said, they kind of box
They
you
kind of box you
to a
in.
certain
Yeah.
way, opposed to just saying, okay, well, I'm a healer, or I can do this. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, okay, cool. I'll work with you,
Right.
right? You could say, um, okay, one person could say, I'm a spiritual, you know, uh, I'm a spiritualist, or I can aid you, I can help you heal, I can do this, that, and the third, and they're gonna say, Another person could say, oh, I'm a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
A third person could say, oh, well, I'm a herbalist, and I work with plants.
Mm-hmm.
I can communicate with plants, and and out of the three things, based off of the titles given,
Yeah.
they will pick one. They throw one out or two out. They're gonna go with who they want, basically. Long story
Yeah.
short,
The
but they
majority of
all could be the
people.
same thing.
Yeah. They can all actually be a doctor.
They could all be
They
the
can all
same
have
one
a
person.
PhD.
They could all be the
It could
same
all be
one
the same
person,
one
and
person
just
marketed
given.
in different ways.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah. It could be one person who made 3 separate pages. One page is their herbalism page, one page is their medical page,
And then one just
Western
over.
medical page, and then the other page is their, as they say, woo woo.
Yeah, but and even still, that's the other funny thing about it. That I can say, it took COVID to happen for people to start being more holistic.
Yeah.
How Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. I will say that. I was gonna say maybe it just took COVID for the light to be
shown. This is what I'm saying. This is the
for it
point
to
that
be
I'm making.
highlighted in that sense, because it seems that there was a movement for it, but yeah, I can agree that I feel like it increased.
It increased, but again, what happens? I don't want to shift too much, but people's view on weed, right? Neither one of us smoke, right? Anything like that. But I don't have an issue with it, right? Now, how many people would say marijuana is bad, right? Everybody would say until, because I like to watch a lot of documentaries. So some years ago, far before COVID, there's families where their kid has some type of condition, and they go to the doctors. They can't find nothing. They go all over the place, all over the world, trying to look to communicate with doctors, try to get certain treatments, this, that, and the third. And they say, oh, well, we don't know what to do. We feel so desperate. Oh, well, we heard somebody that if you take this THC
they had
tinctures,
lollipops, tinctures,
the tinctures and stuff like that, and it's like, well, I try to look into it, and we have some good responses from people, so I decide, okay, well, we have nothing else to lose. And why is it you wait for something like that, or like, I have nothing else to lose, or your very last thing, and then that's the one that actually helps, and it's doing no harm at all to these kids. They're being treated. Yeah, they're not being, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they're being cured. A lot of them are curing the situation. They're not being treated, they're being cured. Right. There's a difference. So then it's this taboo of things. Yeah. You know what I mean? And again, because you don't get it, don't mean it's, you shun it. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird. I find it weird, at least.
But I agree.
Because you don't know something, you're gonna sit there and say, oh, well, this is illegal, this is bad. You don't even know anything about it. Right. And truthfully, a lot of these people do. Because a lot of them in law enforcement. Yeah. And they do it on their own. Right. I'm going to say that because being from New York, remember the mayor we had, he sat there and tried to do all of these things, and then they caught him in a dispenser shop. Yeah. The former mayor. Like, you saying all of this stuff on camera.
Now look at you.
But the people caught you in the dispensary. Now look at you. They got you. Yeah. That's crazy. Oh. But again, if you don't know Ask questions. Don't just sit there and try to downplay somebody or like expand your awareness.
Yeah.
Truly, expand your awareness because again, these are things that can help you.
Yeah. It's all a part of the learning.
You don't know what the next step could be or who you can help or who needs help or whatever the case is.
Right.
You just close the door on something,
Then you just
you don't know
stay
what else is out there.
ignorant to it.
Yeah, and
That's not helpful.
not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
You know.
But I guess another part of that is people have to want to expand their knowledge in certain arenas. If they don't have an interest for it or if they don't see the usefulness of it, then 9 times out of 10, they're not going to even put forth the effort into looking into it.
Yeah.
So they have to have that desire.
Yeah. But again, I do want to, like I said, I didn't want to drift off. I want to bring it back to the what is it? The spiritual language.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just these things.
Yeah. Let us know, peoples. Let us know your thoughts on today's conversation, stemming all the way back to the things that we've learned, all the way up to the limitations of spiritual language or any other limitations you feel like you've experienced or you see that you'd like to call out. And we would love to engage in the comments, respond to you guys. And even if y'all have a question that you feel like is related that we didn't touch on during the segments, feel free to put that in the comments too. We're open to the conversation.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't, we can speak on this. I know for sure I can speak on this for a long time. But, for the viewers or for people who are not aware of us, I didn't want to try to speak too deep into certain things.
Yeah.
Because again, you don't want to flood certain things, right? You want to make sure, again, you can grasp the concept. Grasp the concept. So,
that we stay eye to eye.
Yeah, you don't want to lose the attention of people. So I didn't want to go too deep. But it's a lot that can go on with these types of situations and aspects. I wish we would have had some set for the wordplay that that's
I know
that's given.
Maybe we can come back to it another time and kind of give a
like
better example. Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe we'll look into sharing that on another time.
Yeah,
I feel like
that would be. I think that should be something we do.
Yeah,
I think that would be very fun. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Mapimzi. She does that all the time.
She does.
She does it all the time.
She does. Mama Miriam Mapenzi, shout outs to you. We hope you're listening. So,
but yeah.
Man, I think this was a good episode.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Like I said, because we've learned so much, and like I did touch on it, there are times where I do stay quiet.
Mm-hmm. Same.
But I would love to give the extra to those who are open to it, because the information given changes. Like it's a pivot.
Yeah.
It's a pivot. It's like right when you think you know something, right? You got to shift, pivot perspectives, and then you go back and look at everything. Like you said, you come back and just like, oh, I thought this is what it was because this is what I told, but this is why.
Yeah.
They said, I got the information this way, opposed to now adjusting. And it's like sometimes I hear people talk and, the choice of words of things said,
Mm-hmm.
And I sit and I just be like, but that's not how that works. But you know, you don't want to say these things, and you know, because
Yeah, because
just because you
again,
have a certain information don't mean
because
you don't
remember
want to
the
put the next
levels.
person down.
Exactly.
And
And they are where
I
they
don't even,
are.
yeah, I don't really even want to say levels like
But
that
yeah, I
because
don't mean
again,
it like,
I
yeah.
know, but you know how people could nitpick,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Well, people listening, I don't mean it as in we're at a higher level than someone else. What I
no,
mean is they have learned what they have learned.
but it's no different. Oh yeah, that's gonna make it sound great.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's no different than like talking to, but I was like
No, yeah,
that don't
just
sound right. That don't sound right.
they've learned what they've learned, so they're saying things from the perspective of the learning that they've received. If we've learned a little bit different or a little bit more, that can add on to what they've
Yeah,
learned, but it's not our job to, like, again, we can't force. It's not our job
no,
to intercede ourselves in there, be like, wait a minute,
no,
here, this
because
and
we're
this and
still
this.
learning too.
Exactly.
We
We're all
still
still
learning.
learning. So we, again, you give everybody grace for where they are, what they're learning and what they're doing. You love unconditionally and you don't judge.
Yeah, for sure. But again, yeah. I was gonna say there's something, but again, this is one of the things that we're
Mm-hmm.
told not to cast judgment on things of
Mm-hmm.
that nature, but people do it anyway.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is.
We just
Um,
hope to be able to um
I just want to help. I would love to share the informations.
yeah,
And I would truly, I would love for everybody to come together and share
come
the informations
together.
because
Mm-hmm.
because me personally, there's different groups, right? And I just think this shouldn't be. Everybody should just be sharing the information
Yeah.
together. Like there's so many
Yeah.
different groups of people.
Yeah, let's
Um,
all chime in what we have and build the bigger picture.
yeah. For example, like we did the meditation because we're gonna be going to Mount Shasta. The guy Andrew
Mm-hmm. And his wife
and his
Alex.
wife Alex, they doing, and it's odd sometimes because, and it sounds bad, but you know, in our community, it's mostly melanated people,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, going to the groups, it's a lot of non-melanated people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird that when you get strangers to come and share a space together, that it feels like oh, like who are they, and
Mm-hmm.
like it's a lot of them, and you know, it feels like this weird thing. It doesn't feel like a true mixture, like a, it's like people just look at or watch everybody. It just seems odd. I don't know. That haven't happened to you?
That feeling?
Yeah, it's just like you can like see the tension or something. It's just,
Well, I don't necessarily, I
it's
won't
not
say that
tension,
it's,
but
yeah.
it's like an awkwardness.
It,
Like people
yeah,
just get
like a little
quiet.
bit of an
For
awkwardness.
example, when uh shouts out to Miss Lana. She's a healer. She does
Hypnotherapy.
hypnotherapy and things of that nature. And after we've done it, our sessions with her, she opens up to her home
Mm-hmm.
to the people she's worked with,
She calls them salons.
and she calls it a salon. To where everybody comes together
Mm-hmm.
and you know just share information, ask questions, and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. But then
Mm-hmm.
there's been times where we go to other places or have other Zoom meetings with people, and it's just like everybody's just kind of like staring. It's like, oh, I don't know who they are, and it's
Yeah.
that odd
To
thing.
give
But
additional background context, the salons with Miss Lana, they were mainly non-melanated people. So
yeah,
when we went, it did not feel like that tension or
no,
awkwardness.
it was,
They were so
yeah,
embracing and loving. It's like just all over the place, hugging you, kissing you.
Yeah, yeah, very, very much so. Very, and they're what, Eastern European, so it's
Yes,
Russian,
Eastern European.
Polish. I
Mm-hmm.
think Elka's Polish, right?
Yes,
But
Polish.
so loving,
Yes, and
and
just
it was
willing to
amazing.
listen and willing to learn and share and receive, and
It was so
it
cool.
was very
It
cool.
is so cool to see.
Yep.
But like I said, you come into some Zooms and it feels odd.
Yeah.
Something about it just feels
I
odd, and
think
it's
it's
like
just a group of people,
it could
the
be, but
individuals there.
the other thing, and it's just like it does seem like. However, I would just love for everybody to come together and share,
Mm-hmm.
because again, a lot of people that are mediums or channelers, you're getting the same information, right?
Yeah.
The information is still being channeled
Yes.
from energies, and we're here to teach each other. Nobody can hoard, or like I said, nobody
Yeah.
has all the
No, not at
information.
all. Nope.
Nobody has it. It's not for us to hold all that
No
information,
gatekeeping.
all that power. It's like
Right. It's for us to express
it's for us as a collective.
Exactly. It's for the collective.
It's for the collective. So again, when you spoke on something about what spiritual ego, people, it's like for people who operate in that kind of manner, then it shows that there is ego with some people.
Yeah, I mean, and like that person in the comments said, it's still part of their learning.
Again,
it's still
yes,
part of the learning.
They're still learning that's needed for us all, and when we can all come together, we can see the bigger picture.
Yep.
And I guess I'll just leave it at that. But that is something that I would really enjoy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would enjoy that.
Absolutely.
Like again, I'm gonna go back to it. The channel panel thing. It's so many channelers in the world.
Yeah.
Why is it only the same group? Granted, I know
same groups all the time
of people of these channels. Granted, I know that there's a whole following thing, but again, now this is when we get to the thing: is it money? Like, is it why? Healing is healing. Why is it a manner of?
Because I was gonna say, like, look, I ain't even asking to get paid.
And I'm not saying it just for you, but like again,
I'm pretty sure there are plenty of that would be like,
there are a lot
I would like
people
to just be there and be able to contribute the information that I can pull through as well as the rest of these people on the panel. And let's just all pull it and do it together. Like, put us all on the stage at the same time. Like, let's go.
To me, I get what you're saying, but I do feel like some people just also want to just be seen on TV. But my thing, the thing that I'm focused on is the information.
Yeah.
The information for us to expand the consciousness. Like, truly, that's all I care.
Yeah.
That's all I care
even
about.
To be able to help people who may be in attendance who have certain questions, and they be like, listen, I got a question,
But it does seem like they are gatekeeping. It does seem like there's gatekeeping and the thing. But again, hopefully I'm not drifting. But my thing is I truly want everybody to come together.
Yeah.
And let everybody share the information. Because that's what I want. I want to know what's what. I want to experience these big changes that can happen once we all get on the same page and in harmony.
Right.
Okay, so now I'm done. Now I'm done.
Now you're done. Well, thank you for sharing that. I guess we close out.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty good episode.
Absolutely.
Pretty lengthy.
Good. Yeah. Keep you occupied for some time.
Yeah.
Okay, so as per usual, reach out, connect with us, keep listening, hopefully, keep sharing, and let us all build the bigger picture.
Yep. That's the goal.
That's the goal. And with that, we are signing out, and we will, well,
See you. You're gonna say
yeah.
see us.
And we will return on the next episode.
Yes. Love is love always.
Love is love always.